Causes it, and how do we get over it?
So, trusting someone with some part of secret, going into some sort of agreement, a contract, that you uphold certain parts of that contract, and that information that has been given to you in confidence, that you wouldn't give it out to a third party. Or probably, this is what I have agreed to do with you, and it is only you and you only. And you go and do that thing with someone else. So it's about a breach of trust, a breach of confidence in someone, whereby it's either between the two people, just between two people, or as in marriage, that people have come together to be together for life, and someone somewhere sits down and says that, listen, we've gone 3 years, 5 years, I can't go with you anymore. Yeah. But here we have something on documents to bind us together. But along the way, I said, I can't go with you. So it's a matter of someone trusting you with information, someone trusting you with some part of their life, and you along the line trying to leave them and then not going along with them again, or some sort of information. It could be, Kweku, that people get married. After some time, they get to know some medical condition about their partners. Yeah. And the medical profession says that you're supposed to uphold that information very secret. That is a medical profession. But when it comes to the two of you, you know what is happening to your partner. Meaning that the person trusts that you keep that information to yourself, or even proud to marriage, something about that individual that the person doesn't even want the whole world to know about, and you get to know, and you couldn't go on in the relationship. It's just ended somewhere, and then sometime you see the person somewhere and you go talking about the person. Oh, Charlie, guy on TV Sukra, you know that the guy, this speaker Addo guy, do you know him? He has this medical condition, he has this, he's like this, he's like that. That is betrayal. I trusted you with that in confidence, feeling that it is between only the two of us. Now, when that happens, and I want to make this point that we should all be aware that human beings are rational beings. We are sometimes, based on circumstances, our knowledge, and then things that happen, to change our mind, to alter our decisions along the way. Now, when you are aware of this, and you conscientize yourself properly, that regardless of what happens, though I am going into this agreement, I'm going to this bond with this individual, along the way, the possibility for this person to change his or her mind, it's very high. Okay. So let me be very careful in how I deal with the person, or when the shock comes, at least I have some shock absorbers to deal with it along the way. So how do you deal with it?
Speaker, so before we go into dealing with betrayal and how to get over betrayal, I have a question. You find yourself, what you've just described right now, if you have doubts in your mind and say, I want to go on this journey of the relationship forever. Yeah. But I'm nervous. I'm not sure of myself, right? Do you limit the information you can give out? But then if you limit, that means you're trying not to be vulnerable. Exactly. If you're trying not to be vulnerable, you're affecting the relationship. I
mean, how fluid the relationship is going to be. So sometimes,
what do you do?
You get to know the person you are dealing with. And I said, sometimes you get to in contact with someone, and just 2 incidents that happen, you're able to test the maturity level of that individual. Okay. And the person's ability to uphold classified information. Classified, very, very classified. There are some people, as any partner, I know you're true. You said this to the person, it's like you've told the whole world about it. The very moment the person gets into another conversation with someone else, the person, not deliberately, but it just comes out. But we use information to pick our bearings in relationship. We use information to build bonds. So what you tell me, what I tell you, every decision that I'm supposed to make is based on the sort of information you have relayed to me. So when you try to hold back information, it also limits my way of relating to you. So it means that if I'm supposed to do something, I can't, because probably I don't know what you are holding for me and how it's going to really affect you. But I am of the opinion that lay all your cards on the table, right? Lay all your cards on the table, but know which of them you hold to your chest. Lay the cards on the table, but know which of them you hold to your chest. Relationship is in graduation. First time we meet, all lovey-dovey, everybody wants to talk and all that along the way. Then we hit the reality stage. That listen, it's not all about love, it's about reality. What is happening and how will you be able to solve those situations that come our way. People have dated. Someone dated for almost 8 years. It was all joy before they got married. Money, everything was okay. Someone dated for just 1 year. Within that 1 year, the guy lost his job, the lady lost her job, parents died. I mean, there were so many incidents. Now you see, everything was cozy, but along the way, certain incidents happened, and it tested the strength of these people. Yeah. So it means that the sort of things that happened, the data that built up between the two of them, it strengthened them more than someone who dated for the 8 years that it was all joy, they didn't have any downside to their relationship. So when you are testing these two people, who are you really going to trust more? I'm going to trust this person more because we've been through thin and thick. Everything now and then, the ups and downs, we have been through it. So whatever information I'm giving to you, I am trusting you that you uphold it and hold it to yourself. And I say this, it is when two people are together and when they are no more, and one party decides to deliberately hold whatever information he or she has about that person still sacred to him or herself. That is why I say maturity has set in. Regardless of how sad the relationship was and how bad it was, when you break up, whatever happened between the two of you, Kweku, I am telling our viewers that let it stay between the two of you. That tests your maturity level. Now, when this happens along the way, you didn't expect this person to do this. The person has done it. What do you first do? Let's look at the solutions, how you deal with it. Confront the person. Okay. You see, when you keep it within you and you go like the normal, it's really going to affect you psychologically, emotionally. You withdraw from the person. But before you withdraw from the person, let the person know that, Unia, this thing that you did, dear, I didn't like it at all. It has really affected me. For that matter, I need some space. I need some space to deal with it. Try to also talk to someone. You see, you are not the first person who would have gone through that
someone
situation.
Like any ordinary person
or
an expert, like a counselor?
We have counselors, we have role models, we have our godmothers, our godfathers, an uncle and auntie that you trust, even your parent. But if it is in marriage, I feel that sometimes you go and talk to your counselor, the one who counseled you prior to your marriage. Those are the best people. Don't go to your parent. Because there are certain enmity between the two families. I repeat, don't go to your parents in times of these things. The best people to go to are your counselors. Let the person know what this person has done to you. At least they are also going to help you. And they are going to cite cases that have happened, probably that are even more worse than yours. So you're just going to take some solace in it and say, oh, Esida, Obi Krampa go through that. Then means that I can also fight it. So when it happens like that, let the person know, talk to someone, give yourself some space from that individual. The more you see that individual, and depending on how deep that cut was, that betrayal was, it means that you need more time to heal that wound before you can reconnect. But the negative effect is that trust is lost. Trust is lost. And it's just like it's just like you breaking a piece of pencil, join it together with a super glue, a solution tape, you're still not going to have that hole again. But over a period of time, you guys are in a relationship, you guys are in the marriage, you know how best you can deal with yourselves. So over a period of time, things will be better between the two of you. But please don't. And I say don't. When it happens like that, your friends, don't rely on your friends. Don't get cozy with an opposite sex. You see, sometimes the male, something happens and they go like, oh, this is my bestie. She's a female. I want to confide in that person and talk to that person. Oh, the females, this is my bestie, a male. I want to confide in that person. In your state of vulnerability, people will take advantage of you. And the more you relay information that is supposed to be between only you and your partner outside there, you are giving people weapons of mass destruction to come at you. because probably they feel that you stand for something in society, but this is the case that you find yourself being hit by that same value and standards that you stand by in society. How are you going to deal with it? So when it happens like these are some of the things that you are supposed to do.
So I have a statement here and I want you to comment on this. It says, a relationship without trust is like having a phone with no service. What do you do with a phone with no service?
Maybe you can play game with it. But at the end of the day, I mean, relationship, we need to build trust. Trust is built over a period of time. It is what you give to me, what I also give to you over a period of time. So when you don't really trust me with certain things, don't expect me to also trust you. It is based on information. And after information has been given, and I feel that as same way I'm actually Kweku, this particular information, I want it to be between Kweku and I. And over a period of time, I still haven't heard it outside and people are talking about it. I go like, Charlie, this guy is a keeper of information. I can really trust him. But is it broken because of your actions? Or is it broken because of the person's selfish or parochial interest? Do you get me?
Okay.
Mostly people feel that in relationship, the biggest of betrayal is that someone has gone to sleep with another person behind the person's back. Well, we are married, we are dating, and then you have an extramarital affair with someone. People see it as the biggest form of betrayal. But Coco, that is not the biggest form of betrayal. Every betrayal is betrayal. But the best form that can hit is, Coco, when you take off your clothes, whatever it's on you, your natural self, that you feel that you are hiding it from society, that you don't want people to see. And I know about it. And you feel that that is your form of weakness. It's your form of weakness. So it is only in your closet that you come to reality in terms with it. And I go out there and expose it. Do you know the psychological effect it's going to have on you? People have broken up in their marriages. People have remarried twice, 3 times. Is that new? There's nothing new about it. People have come from marriages that they had step siblings. Is that new? There's nothing new about it. But what is hard hitting is hitting someone with his or her medical condition, the person's weaknesses, the person's things that the person feels that in the 4 walls of the world, when I hide and I'm of myself, this is my sort of weakness. And when one person is advantaged to have that information and pushes it out there, it's more damaging than you thinking that somebody has another girlfriend, another boyfriend, whatever it is. Information, hold it and hold it with all that you can. It's very, very key.
Is it possible to repair a relationship that betrayal has set in or trust is broken?
It's possible. Very, very possible. It's dependent on who was affected and how remorseful the one who committed this is. So if I've committed something and I come to you, Coco, listen, I am very sorry. This is what I did. But I did it at the spur of the moment. I was influenced by so many factors. Not that you are coming in to justify your actions, but letting the person know that you are deeply and deeply, deeply sorry. Now, when the person asks for space, allow the person. The person needs to heal. But over a period of time, it is how best you are able to work out and be a better person of yourself than previously. That is when I feel that, yes, indeed, previously this is what you used to do, but now you have upped your game and this is how far you are taking the relationship. I will trust you again. And over a period of time, people feel that it says that I will forgive, but I'll never forget. But don't let me remember it by doing something that is so similar to that. I will forgive. I will never forget. But don't do anything that will remind me of what you did in your past. So people will forgive you, but they will never forget about it. But sometimes it's relegated. So when you do certain things, they will start working at it and say that, Master, you did this 2 years ago. Is it the same thing? They start seeing the signs and symptoms. They go like, Unia, you are about to do something like this. Do you get me? And the reminder will just come in. When it comes in, the hurt is going to also come in. So please, we can never forget whenever our trust is broken, but we can forgive. Over a period of time, we can heal it and we can all get together, depending on how serious both parties are and where you want to go with the relationship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been speaking to Speaker Addo about how to deal with betrayal in a relationship and then how to get over it if it ever happens to you. Well, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We have more that's coming up on Breakfast Daily. My name is David Sechi.
Pen and paper.